I'm a senior lecturer in sociology, and I myself has been teaching in IGNO since last 15 years. I have been teaching to different honors classes. I'm giving seminars to different colleges, presenting papers at national seminars and state level seminars. I have published more than 15 books, which is published by Kalyani Publisher, Gita Mall, Books and Books, and many others. So with this, thank you and welcome to all the learners to my class. Let us discuss about MSO-2. That is MSO-2 research methodology. Research methodology. So before stepping to analyze the concept of research methodology, we must have to understand what is research and what is methodology. Then we will switch over to the different the units of this topic. So you know that nowadays research studies has drawn the attention of almost all subjects. Research is the vital study of both science, arts, and commerce. In almost all human faculties, they require some kind of research. And because of research, that knowledge, we gain knowledge, and knowledge increases. Then what is this research? The English word research has derived from two syllables, that is re and search. It is a combination of two terms, that is re and search. So re means re is a prefix. Here re is a prefix and search is a word. Prefix prefix कहले हम गोटे उपपद उपसर्ग माने जार अर्थ again and again. Again. Re means again and again. And search means to examine, to find out. So research at a time we mean that again and again, searching again and again any knowledge that is hidden, or to gain new knowledge, to invest our attention in searching more and more again and again. It is what is known as research. But the term research basically has derived from the French word recherche. The word research is derived from the French word recherche, which is further is a combination of two terms, that is re and cherche. Re and cherche. Re means again, and cherche also to examine again and again a fact or an event to reach at a new truth. एक नूतन सत्य पहुंचा कौन सी गोटे बारंबार अनुसंधान सर्च को आमे रिसर्च बोली कहि परिबा. That is what we known as research. So methodology कहे कौन मुझे? That is ordinarily what we mean research. Then research methodology कहे कौन मुझे? Methodology, method and methodology. Research methodology. So method is a way of studying a particular thing. Method, the way of studying a particular thing. So whenever methodology, by the help of methodology, suppose science. What is science? Science is a systematic knowledge which is acquired through certain methods or methodologies. So science, the scientific knowledge is acquired through certain methodology. Method. So method is the way of gaining knowledge. So science follows certain method. So science does not lies in, it lies in the method. Science depend basically on method. It is the method that make a distinction between a general study and a scientific study. So by using methods, we became more scientific. So methodology is the way by which knowledge is acquired. Is truth or knowledge is acquired. So we'll discuss under this MSO-2, that is research methodology and method. There are different methods that sociology and also sociology is a part of a science, and that's why it is studied through certain methods. So in this MSO-2, we have to discuss about block 1. Research methodology block 1 we discuss which is concerned with approaches to understanding of social reality. Approach to understanding of social reality. So it is an approach how we understand social reality. Social reality कहले हमें कौन बुझू? Now it is the to make a sense of the social world around. So social world is the social fact जोड़ा मैं कहूँ society रे गोटे reality अच्छी in which we are living. So to make a sense of this social world around us through the method of sociology. By sociology द्वारा हमें गोटे to make a sense of the social world. हमें social world रा गोटे meaning करिबा image of sociology as a science. So making us familiar in a simple and informal way with the scope and scientific study of society. तो सोसाइटी रो साइंटिफिक स्टडीज ऊपर सहित हमको सिंपल और इनफॉर्मल वे गोटे आइडेंटिफाई करिया को that is the way by which you can understand social reality. So here we have to prepare under this that the ground for introducing to a more formal and structured discussion on philosophical foundation of social research. With the process of understanding social reality, এটা गोटे formal and structured discussion करिबा by which philosophical foundation of social research will be understood better for us. That's where we are. So this block 1 consists of 4 units. We'll discuss the 4 units that is logic of inquiry in social research, then empirical approach, then diverse logic of theory building, and another is the theoretical analysis. So we'll discuss about the first unit, that is logic of inquiry in social research. So this unit of research methodology is discuss about the nature of sociology as a science of society. What is the nature of sociology? Sociology रा nature कौन? Nature of a गोटे जिनसर हमें केमती जानिबा, how can you know the nature of a thing? So nature of a thing known by the quality or the characters. So the nature of sociology as a science of society, and look science as a way to understand the world around us. Science कौन? Science is the way by which you can understand the world around us. आम चारिपटे जो वर्ल्ड अच्छी ताको बुझिया पई जो वे रे हमें बुझिया चेष्टा करू सेटा को हमें साइंस बोली कहि परिबा. So scientific understanding of nature is done by this. So science of sociology originally defined as a science of society. So social science research can be understood again against the backdrop a history of evolution of human thought. जो social science research हमें करिबा, research रे social science जो research होची, the research हमें how can you understand the social research? Now it can be better understood against the backdrop of history of evolution of human thought. जे पर्यंत man have never invested his mind to know the natural social world, till that research do not come into existence. So if we want to understand research in social science, we have to understand it against the backdrop of history of evolution of human thought. Human thought बा मानवीय चिंतन रा विकास रा विवर्तन केमती हला सेटा को हमें बुझिले हमें रिसर्च को बुझी परिबा. So you know, with a very ancient philosopher Aristotle, Aristotle was the first logician. He was the first logician who gave primacy to the faculty of reasoning of human mind. Human mind रो गुटे reasoning faculty अच्छी एटा को से identify कले है ना. It is he who faculty of reasoning ताको primacy देले गुरुत्व देले faculty of reasoning of human mind. Human mind रो जो faculty of reasoning ताको से गुरुत्व देले. And above, what is handed down to us by tradition or custom. माने ट्रेडिशन और कस्टम द्वारा जोड़ा हमको हैंडओवर होउची ताटू ह्यूमन माइंड ह्यूमन फैकल्टी रो रीजनिंग फैकल्टी को से गुरुत्व देले. So he advocates a logic had to fight with the domination of religion. सेतबेले prior to that religion dominates human society. Religion the dharma जोड़ा हमर dominate करतला. So dharma kona religion is a unified system of beliefs and practices relating to some supernatural thing. Religion. So that पूर्वରୁ हमको religion dominate करता किंतु Aristotle कहउछन्ती he advocated the logic had to fight with the domination of religion to establish the supremacy of human reason and mind. तो जेतेबेले हमें human mind रो supremacy को establish करिवा हमको religion सहित fight करिया को पड़ेबो. We have to fight with religion to establish our supremacy of human mind. So Aristotle gives more importance on that most elementary form of logical inquiry is a major premise. Major premise or minor premise and conclusion. Eight tinta kotha se koile. Major premise, minor premise and a conclusion. So what is a major premise? The first two, that major premise and the minor premise, it is based on facts. Major premise kono na suppose ame कहूचे man is mortal. Man is mortal, but human beings are mortal. It is a major premise. जेतबेले ame कहबा Hari is mortal or Rama is mortal, by that we mean it is a এটা হচ্ছে কোন গোটে minor premise. So conclusion kono? Conclusion kona habo na Hari is mortal or Rama is mortal. So by this way he want to establish the this form of reasoning human faculty को recognize करिया रही हैं. See this form of reasoning यही प्रकार गोटे reasoning देले to identify human faculties of reasoning, and this form of reasoning is known as Aristotle's theory of syllogism. तक बोली कहा जाए, or you can say the deductive reasoning as opposed to inductive reasoning. जो deductive logic का inductive logic का सामने पढ़ते हुए. So during that ये जो mind over the supernatural part, then religion से तो fight करी कि मनुष्य भीतर जो human thought रो development है. So human thought रो development particularly is became very rampant during Renaissance. You have might have studied the Renaissance, age of Renaissance, the नवजागरण जुग जो कहा जाए. सेटा basically Renaissance कले कौन a revolution in the field of artistic nature or in the human thought or गोटे artistic revolution हवा by intellectual activity, गोटे rampant intellectual activity जेतले बौद्धिक विकास बौद्धिक क्षेत्र रे आर्टिस्टिक कला साहित्य इसो क्षेत्र नुआ नुआ विकास नुआ नुआ डेवलपमेंट हला बा विकास हला ताकू हमें गोटे रेनांसा बोली कहू. ए रेनांसा is also occurred during the period of 14th to 17th century. 14 ରୁ 17 शताब्दी भितर that the period of Renaissance, and it was that it was accepted that society is not a is Renaissance period after the development of human thought, मानवीय चिंतन रो विकास हो फल रे it was accepted by the society that that society is not a creation of God. Society is not a आमे आगुरु भाबुतलु कोन दे भगवान सब करछन्ती इसो समाजटा भगवान भी सृष्टि करछन्ती हमको भी भगवान सृष्टि करछन्ती किंतु with the development of human faculty and the reasoning in human mind, that creation of society is not a creation of God, rather it is governed by a creation of human being. Society is not a creation of God, rather it is governed by the human being as an entity and has an objective and a changing existence. ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟାର ଗୋଟେ ଅବଜେକ୍ଟିଭ ରଖିକି human beings create କରିଛି it is creation of human being କି society is the creation of human being ଏଇଟା କେମିତି ଜାଣାଲା due to the ଏଇ ରେନାନ୍ସା period ରେ intellectual development ଫଳରେ development in human thought ଫଳରେ ଏଇଟା develop ହେଲା. So then society ର progressive evolution ହେଲା and society passes from one stage to another. आज से स्टेज रो आसी की वर्तमान सुधा सोसाइटी ए स्टेज रे आसी पहुंची टिल दैट. सो ए साइंस ऑफ सोसाइटी बिकेम पॉसिबल. तेनु सोसाइटी रो आसिला किंतु साइंस ऑफ सोसाइटी केबे डेवलप हला ना साइंस ऑफ सोसाइटी बिकेम पॉसिबल व्हेन इट वाज अंडरस्टूड बाय ह्यूमन बीइंग्स or accepted by human beings that most of the society is the creation of humans and not of God. ଯେତେବେଳେ ମଣିଷ ଅନୁଭବ କଲା ଯେ सोसाइटी मनुष्य द्वारा सृष्टि भगवान द्वारा सृष्टि से साइंस ऑफ सोसाइटी डेवलप से गोटे साइंस ऑफ सोसाइटी बा समाज समाज विज्ञान विकास लाभ कला. So this extent of which you can view sociology, that sociology is a scientific discipline and its guiding principle of science is that we can derive valid knowledge from strict rules of evidence. I mean, valid knowledge is guru. Then sociology can be scientific because it follows certain methodology and methods. It also follows the method of natural science. Natural science method को मध्य ये अनुसरण करुचे. So that's why it follows it is a scientific discipline. And you know, all of everyone of us attach a special status to the notion of science or a scientific knowledge. जेतेबेले गोटे concept of science कथा हमें कहू बा scientific knowledge कथा कहू हमें भाबो एटा गोटे it bears some importance. काहेकि ना because it depicts the world as it is rather than as others view it. Science कौन करे? Science is trying to understand the world as it is, not as viewed by others. So that is why we give more importance to science in everywhere. So in this sense, scientific knowledge provides us the possibility of gaining true understanding, a real understanding of the nature of social and natural world. तेणु science आमको natural world और social world विषय गोटे प्रकृत पिक्चर देवा पाई हेल्प करे. It gives us a true knowledge or a true understanding of the nature of the social and natural world. Social world और natural world रा प्रकृत nature संबंधी हमको एक understanding दिए. The earliest developments of such understanding of sociology was felt in the works of the founder of sociology, that is Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte कर लेखारे हमें एक गोता गुड़ा का प्रथमे देखिए उपाय ले. So Comte with the help of science and develop a science that is called sociology in the year 839, and development of sociology was quickened after French Revolution that occurred in 789. So Comte argued that like scientists who studied natural world and discovered the nature of laws determining the behavior of matter in physical world, it was possible to discover the law which determine the behavior of people in the social world. जेमती आमे फिजिक्स रे आमे जानचु दे साइंटिस्ट माने कोन करंती द नेचुरल वर्ल्ड को स्टडी करंती एंड डिस्कवर करन द लॉ ऑफ नेचर व्हिच गवर्न द फिजिकल वर्ल्ड और फिजिकल वर्ल्ड को गवर्न करे. सिमिलरली इन द सेम मैनर से कहउछंती इट इज पॉसिबल टू डेवलप a law that determines the behavior of people in the social world. जेमती साइंटिफिक वर्ल्ड रा को गवर्न करूथवा लॉ को सेवन डिस्कवर करूचंती एवं सेटा को हमें जानि परछु. सिमिलर वेले पीपल मानकर बिहेवियर को हमें सेम बेन रे वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड हमें अंडरस्टैंड करि परिबा. सो दिस ही एक्सप्लेन हिज बुक पॉजिटिव फिलॉसफी. तंका बही पॉजिटिव फिलॉसफी रे से विषय रे डिटेल डिस्क्रिप्शन देले. He gives a detailed description about this in his book Positive Philosophy. which is supposed to publish in 42 published. So Comte is saying that the social scientist could use the methodology and insight of the natural sciences as the model for the development of sociology or development of social physics. Sociology ना पूर्व से देते social physics पर change करी sociology देले तो ये जो development of sociology हबो एटा केमती हबो ना social scientist could use methodology. Social scientist माने methodology को use करी परिवे and insight of the natural science एवं natural science रे insight को use करी as the model ताकि वो model है व्यवहार करी से development of social physics और sociology रे development करी परिवे. That he have explained Comte in his work. So later on, so Comte has given that how society develops. He has given a number of theories that expand the scope of sociology, the law of three stages, hierarchy of sciences, social statics and social dynamics. So these are the methods that theories that Comte has propounded. So law of three stages he have that human mind or human faculty how it passes from the theological stage to metaphysical stage to the abstract stage or scientific stage. Scientific stage could positive stage or scientific stage could. So theological, metaphysical or scientific or positive stage a through a human mind or development hochi. So Comte, the main task of sociology, the science discovered by Comte, he says the main task of sociology is to discover the general laws of social development. Social development or general law को discover करिबा होची social scientist मानकर काम. And he divided the general laws into two categories. से general laws को से दुईटा category विभक्त कले. गोटे होची laws of coexistence or social statistics जोटा मैं कहउतली. Social statics सामाजिक स्थिरता. से कहे सोसाइटी दिबे social statics सामाजिक स्थिरता and laws of succession बा social dynamics सामाजिक परिवर्तनशीलता बा गतिशीलता. So these laws govern the social change. ये जो laws of succession that govern social change and require an exploration of the way the nature and function of social institutions changed over time. समय भितर केमती चेंज होची सोशल इंस्टीट्यूशन गुडाक सेटा को ये कवर करिवो. So Comte tankar theory of positivism re Comte also try to he speaks about various types of positivism. So basic argument of scientific inquiry inherent in methodology of Comte's positivism. Comte का positivism re ita inherent अछि. So Comte followed methodology of the 19th century natural sciences for posting the principle of natural science to study human social development. को दरिया पे से 19th century ये को follow करते. So Comte made in that process, Comte made some assumptions and observation about social development. Social development is a assumption and Comte's first assumption was that societies pass through a process of evolution. This samajta gote vivartana prakriya dei gati kare. And their stages of development are from simple to the complex. Even society prathame thila simple aste aste complex hochi. The theological stage ru positive stage achi society simple to complex achi. Another assumption se kore kono there are incremental differences in societies. What makes them not disintegrate? That a mechanism leading to social integration need to involve one of the other form of mutual dependency. तेणु ये जो दीटा assumption से कले Comte हमें derive करि परिया that evolution is both a natural and demonstrable fact and is governed by law of development. Evolution सबुठी अछि विवर्तन तने देखि जिवा विवर्तन मध्ये हमको आगुरु स्पेसी origin of species रे मेंशन करथिले चार्ल्स डार्विन कथा कहते से the same principle of evolution is also applied to the social world. तेणु कमटे ये जो बेसिस रे कहउचंदी से कमटेंकर ए थ्योरेटिकल एक्सप्लेनेशन को आमे गोटे कमटेस लॉजिक आज इंडक्टिव पॉजिटिविज्म कमटेंकर लॉजिक टाको आमे इंडक्टिव पॉजिटिविज्म बोली आमे कहि परिबा नेक्स्ट से कहउचंदी देयर आर 3 स्टेजेस ऑफ इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ह्यूमन सोसाइटी रो इवोल्यूशन रो तीनटा स्टेज विषय से कहउचंदी गोटा होजी एज ऑफ रिलीजन धर्म जुग जोटा आसी तापर आसला एज ऑफ मेटाफिजिक्स देन आसला एज ऑफ रीजन सो वेयर जो एज रे वर्तमान आमे जाउछे एज ऑफ रीजन देन ऑब्जर्वेशन इन सोशल साइंस ऑब्जर्वेशन कहले कोन ना ऑब्जर्वेशन इज वन ऑफ द मेथड ऑफ साइंस Science begins with observation and it must return to observation for its final validation. है ना तेणु साइंस ऑब्जर्वेशन इज एन इंपोर्टेंट मेथड और कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ साइंस ऑब्जर्वेशन माने कोन टू ऑब्जर्व हमें केमती करू ऑब्जर्वेशन इज एन अफेयर ऑफ आई बट खाली आई रे आखिर हमें जा देखू ता ऑब्जर्व बोली कहजे परिबो नै along with eye we must have an apply our intellect देखिबा सहित हम इंटेलेक्ट प्रयोग कले हम ऑब्जर्वेशन बोली कहबा सो ऑब्जर्वेशन इज द कैरेक्टर सोशल साइंस सोशल साइंस रे मध्य से ऑब्जर्वेशन द सोशियोलॉजी बीइंग ए साइंटिफिक डिसिप्लिन इट मस्ट आल्सो फॉलो द मेथड ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन unlike observation conducted in the natural science that depend only on the sense of observer natural science रे कोन ऑब्जर्वर सेंस ऑफ ऑब्जर्वर ऊपर निर्भर करे ऑब्जर्वेशन सोशल साइंस नीड पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ द ऑब्जर्व्ड सोशल साइंस नेचुरल साइंस रे कोन हला ऑब्जर्वेशन सपोज द लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी जो साइंस रे डेवलप कले न्यूटन सेटा केमती देखले ना फॉलिंग ऑफ एन एप्पल गछरु फळटा पडिला तळु ही ऑब्जर्व So science begins with observation. Stuart Chase rightly says, science begins with observation and it must return to observation for its final verification or validation. So, say jo law of gravity that begins with an observation. But observation no seta aram etala natural science. Eta sense of the observer upare nirbhar kare. But science अनेक लोक आमे ताकू देखुतुलु किंतु जहांकर सेंस ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन थिला न्यूटन कर से ऑब्जर्व कले जेमती कांगी पडुची तेनु से हैव डिस्कवर्ड द लॉ दैट इज लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी आसला सोशल साइंस रे दैट पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ द ऑब्जर्व ये ऑब्जर्वर ऑब्जर्व जहां को ऑब्जर्व करिवो से पार्टिसिपेट कले तुम सहित कोई फेस टू फेस सिचुएशन हम देखो ऑब्जर्व करिवा तेनु वन कैन रिलाय ऑन सेंसेस to see what is happening आमे कोन घटुची देखिया पई हमर सेंस ऑर्गन ऊपर निर्भर करिवा we have to depend on our sense organ and one need to inquire from the actor as to what is the meaning of their act of any explanation सी जोटा घटुची तार मीनिंग एक्सप्लेनेशन कोन ताको हमें करिया पई हमकु we have to need inquire हमर इंटेलिजेंट नॉलेज ताको हमें यूज करिया को पड़ो so with every act of observation of society that we need to refer to more generalized concept and also meaning system of the actors. Then observation ta विभिन्न प्रकार वे रही पारे ओटे पार्टिसिपेंट ऑब्जर्वेशन रही पारे नॉन पार्टिसिपेंट ऑब्जर्वेशन हमें पार्टिसिपेट करी ग्रुप सहित ऑब्जर्व करि परिबा तेनो ऑब्जर्वेशन इज इंपोर्टेंट as it is important in natural sciences so also it is also important in social sciences also. Since sociology is deemed to be a science of society, it aspires to be nomothetic rather than ideographic. The social theory thrives and survives best when it is engaged with the empirical research. If empirical research सहित एटा engage होइबो सेतबेले that social theory thrives and survives. The assumption of society as a natural phenomena following the laws of nature was to dissociate it from the earlier conceptualization as a divine entity. आमे सोसाइटी को आगुरु कहउतले कोन गोटे डिवाइन एंटिटी क्रिएटेड बाय गॉड किंतु आमे जेतेबेले कहलु एटा गोटे नेचुरल फेनोमेना फॉलोइंग द लॉ ऑफ नेचर एटा नेचर लॉ द्वारा एटा होची by that we dissociate it from the earlier conceptualization divine entity, or that is supernatural dictates. So to make society an object capable of being subjected to scientific analysis is another criterion of scientific analysis had to be fulfilled, namely the ethical neutrality. So amuku jadi we have to make a society a object capable of being subjected to scientific analysis. जदि सेटा को हमें साइंटिफिक एनालिसिस पे कैपेबल करि परबा ताले हमको एथिकल न्यूट्रलिटी मेंटेन करिया को पड़ो. दैट इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड इन केस ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन. then observation तो ethical neutrality न कले accurate observation is not possible. So science made accurate observation. So social science रे we have to maintain ethical neutrality in order to attain that status of scientific observation. Then logical understanding of social reality. I mean social reality ko how to understand logical. Here a question arises, is the legacy we have the logically understanding of social reality? Amara prakutare ame social reality ko logically understand karuju ki? The sociologists have constructed their theories around an explanation of what they considered was unique in social reality. Social reality कोना unique अछि ताको understand करिया पई they exercise will take us to unmanageable detail. तेनु contemporary ideas refer you to anyone attentive such discussion. तेनु Comte give an opinion about the social reality. तेनु social reality को बुझिया पई we have to made a scientific study of the social reality. The social science research need to discover regularities derived from social phenomena. Social phenomena को social science research need to discover regularities derived from the causal properties of social phenomena. You know, there is a general line demarcation between observation and a theory. So theory, by that we mean by observation we made certain theories. Theory kono na theory is a set of related ideas about a particular observation or a particular thing, and it focus on logical consistency. But a theory there must be certain logical consistency and a deductive coverage. For understanding of social reality, social science research needs to discover these regularities or this consistency. Discover करेगा को पड़ेगा. Social science do not require scientific explanation in terms of the law-like regularities. All the regularities, all the same causal hypotheses confirmed by empirical data are parts of the nuts and bolts of social science research. So methodologically, sociology, like any other social science, offers weak generalization, which have tentative predictability. Sociology, the generalization is not up to that of scientific generalization, but it is a weak generalization which have only tentative predictability. Tentative predictability. That is what sociology says. Then, since social reality is highly diverse and constantly experiencing cross-cutting varieties of causation, social reality को variety of cause that responsible, it is possible only to produce scientifically valid knowledge in terms of exceptional ladle phenomenon regularities and the highly qualified regularity that derive from institutional logic analysis. In a methodological term, that social science that is like includes sociology, we need to be aware of the scope and limits of generalization possible in the light of nature of our subject matter. That is the essence of what we mean the social science reality. It is diverse. Then what is, we'll discuss about the empirical approach. What is empirical approach? Empirical approach कहले, I mean, it is just the scientific approach. Empiricism refers to an experience, particularly of the senses. It is a senses experience of the senses, and is the source. It is the only source of knowledge. हमारा source of knowledge टा किए sense organs are a source of knowledge. हमें आँखि द्वारा observe करूँ, देखूँ, ता द्वारा knowledge acquire करूँ. विभिन्न sense द्वारा, touch द्वारा, sense organ द्वारा सब हमें collect. तेणु sense organ is the source of knowledge, and empiricism refers to the view that experience by the senses. Senses द्वारा जो experience होए, ताकु द्वारा हमें empiricism बोलिए हमें देखो होचु. Empiricism has been contrasted with rationalism. Such a contrast and the held us to quite some time that philosophers and classical sociologists held this view, that empirical approach, empirical approach or empiricism has many supporters, while there are the empirical approach without subscribing to empiricism. This means that they do not accept the theoretical premises of empiricism. So empiricism theoretical premise accept करन्तिनी and do not like to support it as a doctrine. Empirical approach कौन? It refers to a methodology of collecting facts. Empirical approach को fact collection of the methodology through observation.
The sound नहीं आ रही.
सर के साउंड आसुनी
सर क्लास ओभर हो गया कि
So sorry for the network disturbances. So we're discussing the empiricism means the way to collect data, data collection kariba through different ways. So rules of data collection. So Imai Durkheim, the famous founding fathers of sociology, wrote a book, Rules of Sociological Method, which is published in 1895. In that book, he recognized that the data must be collected not just anyhow, but keeping certain rules in mind. Data collection collection. While collecting data, we must keep some rules in mind. These rules ko hame mane rakhiba. So Durkheim perceived that a social phenomena must have an external existence. Social phenomena ta external existence and must be treated separate from the representation of them in the mind. आमे माइंड रे जा भाबुथिबा गोटे जिंस को सेटा सेया न होई पारे. It has a separate existence. But कहीं ना it has a external exist. Social phenomena सब गोटे external existence अछि. के दरखाइन बुझुचंती. तेनु it must be separated from our viewing and its separate existence. आमे कोन बुझुचु तेनु जेतरा आमे डाटा कलेक्शन करिया आमे we should not be confused or we should not carry any prejudice or bias with us. आमे कौन सी प्रकार bias बा personal understanding को संगे रही गुडे observation आमे करि परिबा नाही. तेनु while observing we must keep all these our prejudice and bias को दूरे रखिया उचित. So Descartes in his book Meditations on First Philosophy laid the basis of the scientific method by the simple rule of doubt and advocated a strategy beginning by doubting the truth of everything. प्रत्येक दिन सर truth बा सत्यता को doubt करिबा को आरंभ करिबा उचित. In the same spirit, a truly scientific approach does not accept anything without any proof. So scientific approach किए proper empirical approach or scientific approach का को हमें कहबा जोटा without any proof आमे कौन सी को accept करिबा उचित नहीं. कौन सी प्रमाण बिना आमे कहा को भी accept करिबा उचित नहीं. That is. So collecting data is a part of overall methodology. Data केमती collection is a part of overall methodology of science and cannot be disassociated from the process of understanding. तेणु केमती डाटा कलेक्शन करिबा. So pre-existing bias आम माइंड रे जैसे pre-existing bias we must be free our mind from the pre-existing biases. Then we can able to collect accurate data and empirical study will be possible. Then every collection of data cannot be without any rules. There must certain rules we must follow while collecting data. Then cultural relativism. So in that we can say that collection of data must be done without any subjective understanding. कौन से प्रकार subjective understanding, preconceived notion, prejudices आम मन रे न रखी आमे data collection करिबा बा सब उडे कॉलेज then it will be a scientific data. We must maintain ourselves ethical or emotional neutrality. हमें कौन सी भावगत अटैचमेंट हवानी कौन सी विश्वास है तब कौन सी गोटे समस्या सही. Suppose while studying dowry जेतेबेले गोटे डाउरी ऊपर हम रिसर्च करिबा जदि मु भाबिबी जे मोर भौणी ऊपर जाउरी निर्यातन होउतला तेनु मु जेते जोडी भाबी सब गुडे डाउट रहबी जे सब जोडी जेते होउची डाउट जो निर्यातन जो. So this kind of preconceived notion should not carried in our mind while collecting data about a social phenomena or social problem. Okay, so I'll discuss. Suppose why are women older to their husband? In some society, हमें कहेंगे इस प्रकार गोटे ऑब्जर्वेशन in our society that husband is older than wife. In Bana society, wife husband is younger than the wife. So these are community specific. So this kind of data can be collected from their society. Why? Why this kind of variation occur in society? So এই প্রকার যেতବେଳେ আসিব আমি তাকু we must study কারণ সেমানଙ୍କର community is different from our community. ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଯଦି ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ପ୍ରିଜୁଡାଇଜ ବାଇ ଭିଉ ଧରିକି ଏଇଟା that is bad for the ବଣ୍ଡା ମାନଙ୍କର ଯାହା ଅଛି ସେଟା ଭୁଲ ଆମର ଯାହା ଅଛି ଠିକ. We should not this kind of preconceived notion should not be in our mind. କାରଣ ଆମ ମନରେ ଗୋଟେ ରହିଯାଇଛି ଯୋଉଠି ଏତେ ଯାହା ସବୁବେଳେ ପୁରୁଷ ସ୍ତ୍ରୀଠୁ ବୟସ ଉଚ୍ଚ ହେବା ଦରକାର. What a relative idea about the motion. Assume that things could be identified according to their external observable characters. External observable character अनुसारे आमे गोटे things टाकू observe करि परिबा बा can be identify करि परिबा. That's why Durkheim undertook the analytical task of apprehending a more classification. Classification, classify करबा पूरा classify करके data को collection करबा. So classification is an important steps in social research. Then, while collecting data, we may face different kinds of problems encountered during data collection. A number of subjectivity is also while collecting data, we must remain objective. Any subjectivity will kill the very purpose of data collection. And we must free ourselves from all kinds of prejudice and bias. It would also be about that. Emotional neutrality, we must remain neutral while collecting data. Data collection neutrality maintain. That is the essentials of. So these are the certain problems that we may counter during process of data collection that will jeopardize the validity of the data. And intervention. Data collection, unnecessary intervention by the outsiders is also impair the validity of the data. In understanding the data collected, जो data हमें collection करिबा, the data we collected, the use of empirical approach means the collection of data that can be subjected to a theoretical analysis. Some kind of data has been rejected for scientific purposes. Scientific purposes पे केतक data को when the emphasis was on homology between the natural science and the social sciences. You can say that the data collected by travelers and missionaries was rejected. For example, the data collected by the missionaries and the travelers. ଏଟାକୁ ଆମେ ରିଜେକ୍ଟ କରୁ କାହିଁକି ନା ଦେ କମ୍ ୱିଥ୍ ଏ ସର୍ଟନ୍ ଭିଜନ ମିଶନାରିଜ୍ ମାନେ ସେମାନେ ଆସିଥାନ୍ତି ତେଣୁ ସେମାନଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରିକନସେପ୍ଟ ନୋସନ ଥାଏ ଦେ ଆର୍ ଡିପଲି ଇନଫ୍ଲୁଏନ୍ସଡ୍ ବାଇ ପ୍ରିଜୁଡାଇଜ୍ ବାୟାସ ତେଣୁ ତାଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା କରାଯାଉଥିବା ତଥ୍ୟଟାକୁ ସାଇଣ୍ଟିଫିକ ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଏ ନା ତାକୁ ରିଜେକ୍ଟ କରାଯାଏ one could not take the reliability of such data for granted or data collected by the Englishman in भारत राशि Englishman माने जो तथ्य देइछन ताको हमें रिजेक्ट करबा काहे कि ना सेटा को that cannot be the reliability cannot be taken for granted तार निर्भरशीलता dependability reliability cannot be taken for granted ताको हमें granted कोइ करबा नाही one could not take the reliability of such data for granted. There was a presumption that we could view society as a functioning body that could be timeless laws. The idea of social order was one such concept that sought to explain many things. So the concept like system, equilibrium, all these terms. Then understanding of data collected is also important in social research. How to understand the data that we collect. To gain an intuitive understanding of a researcher has to spend a long time with the people or situation to be studied. जो situation को लोक मान को study करथिबो तांको सहित तांकर ओडे intuitive understanding पई the researcher has to spend long time. What remains important is just the collection of data or mere observation does not serve the purpose. खाली data collection करिया बा observe करिवाटा important way, but for the purpose of understanding, what makes crucial difference between a good work and a mediocrity is the level of intuitive understanding that a scholar can bring to the data. The data को केते intuitive understanding तमे आनी दउछो, that is important in the social research. But a social research रे सेटा very important. Suppose take the example of a statistical data regarding sex ratio. Sex ratio विषय रे हमें sex ratio बोले जो पुरुष और महिला हार अनुपात. For example, हमें कहबा वर्तमान प्रति 1000 पुरुष रे हमर इंडिया रे 940 महिला अछंती. 1000 पुरुष रे 940 महिला that varies from state to state different. दिल्ली हरियाणा एठी पंजाब तो 800 करू प्रति 1000 महिला रे पुरुष रे 800 केते महिला त माने ए जो 870 महिला बा 940 त 60 महिला आर मिसिंग वुमेन आर मिसिंग और जति की पॉपुलेशन है जति हमरो 50% हवा दरकार मेल फीमेल पॉपुलेशन जो भी कम है तार में 20 वुमेन पॉपुलेशन आर मिसिंग that does not tell even the beginning of a story of women's marginalization and trivialization in a male dominated society. ता माने नुहे जे हमें सेदरु करनो आज आज सोसाइटी रे वुमेन मात्र मार्जिनाइजेशन हेला ए प्रकार ओपिनियन गुडे हमें नहीं पाना जदि स्टैटिस्टिकल डाटा हमर से कहूची किंतु हमें से प्रकार गुडे ओपिनियन नहीं करे. Sociological research. While collecting data for sociological research, we need to recognize that diversity had to be both accepted and also explained in terms of the meaning they express. हमें diversity को data collection में विभिन्न प्रकार diverse data मिलेगा. एवं हमें से diversity को accept करिबा एवं we must have to give in understand the meaning that they express. से diversity का जो meaning express करूची हमें ताकू बुझिया पड़ो. We must have to understand that meaning of that diversity that this data expresses. So social science observations are time consuming. हमें social science रे जो observation करबा सेटा time consuming. Suppose physical science रे से गले आपन पढ़िला observation ता हेगला in a sparkle of the moment. But in social sciences, by mere observing a people, you can give any opinion. गोटे खाली observe करिकरी हम गोटे opinion दे परिबा नाही. That requires time. It requires a painstaking sincerity of recording data. गोटे लोक को तुम ऑब्जर्वेशन कले बा गोटे इवेंट को ऑब्जर्वेशन कले हमें तुमको टाइम कंज्यूमिंग करिया पड़े अनेक समय धरि कि ताको ऑब्जर्व करिया पड़िबो एवं ताको ए करिया पड़िबो एवं आ कोन पड़िबो ना हमें ताको पेनस्टेटिंग सिंसियरिटी इन रिकॉर्डिंग डाटा तुम कोन कोन ऑब्जर्व कलो यू मस्ट हैव टू पुट इट डाउन नोट इट डाउन रिकॉर्ड करिया पड़िबो तो सेति पई बहुत पेनस्टेटिंग करिया पड़िबो. So these are the difficulties in social research. There is no shortcut if one want to get a real understanding of social phenomena. गोटे अति चॉट के गोटे सोशल फेनोमेना ऊपर एकदम किसी बुझी परिबो नाही. सपोज डाउरी टा को बुझे पे हमरा हठात भी कदो नाही या हे दो ये डाउरी हे गला एमती गोटा we can't say. We have to study it minutely, observe it minutely and conduct a painstaking sincerity in recording data. Then only you can understand it. In all such phenomena, all social science phenomena, all social events are very complex in nature and have multiple causation. Multiple causation and multiple effects. So that's why it requires very sincerity in understanding the data. How would a problem hoji? There is a problems that empirical observation and interpretation have to deal with. हमें empirical observation और तार interpretation ताको मध्य ठीक right ढंग रे करिया को पड़िबो. This is another problem. Empirical observation and interpretation have to deal with what to do when certain things that seems to lie beyond our own sensory perception. जोटा हमारा सेंसरी परसेप्शन बियॉन्ड appears to be within sensory purpose sensory perception ने आसुनी ताकू केमते ऑब्जर्व करिवो तेनो एसो विषय रे सचेतन हेले उ कैन हमें गुडे उचित डाटा कलेक्शन करि परिबा. तेनो we must maintain a scientific rationality while collecting data. Data collection करले हम गुडे scientific rationality मेंटेन करेको पड़िबो. Then problematizing the object of study. Research रे we need to be prepared to problematize the object of our study. हमारा लक्ष्य कौन object of our study हम study जाको करिया जो object ताको how do we understand the basic goal of our study. हम अध्ययन रो basic goal कौन एटा that understanding will help us to collect right data. How do we conceptualize society and culture and the phenomena that we are studying? Unlike natural sciences, we do not have anything concrete in front of us. Natural science रे गोटे concrete जेमति अछि हमर सेमति concrete नाही. तेनु आमे society और culture को our perception differ. Our viewing also differ. Amara even phenomena the same in same society, gote society re gote culture re se different form re arrange करे. Then we have to infer it from our observation and assumptions. Then हमको कौन करे पड़ेगा? While observing a phenomena, we have to infer certain things from our observation. गोटे concrete जिनस किछि नाही in social science. हमें through observation we can infer something. जेमति natural science रे गोटे concrete जिनस अछि ताको हमें स्टडी करबा ऑब्जर्व करबा एसो अछि कि सोशल साइंस रे से कथा नाही. So we have to infer it from our observation or our assumption. Then how to infer केमति सेटा इनकर करिवो. The process by which we infer can become quite fuzzy and debatable. सेटा मध्ये डिबेटेबल हे पारे फुजी हे पारे हम जहा इनकर करिवा सेटा रहि पारे. सपोज मु गोटा प्रिजम्पशन देली गोटे डाउरी डेट ऊपर मु जाई देली मु गोटे ओपिनियन दे देली सेटा भी भूल हे पारे. that may be fuzzy. तेणु विभिन्न गोटे सोशलिस्ट को डिफरेंट सोशलिस्ट मान जो अध्ययन करती से बेले बेले कन्फ्यूजिंग रिमार्क्स आसे वैलिड रिजल्ट बेले बेले आसे सोशल साइंस रे then diverse logic of theory building थ्योरी बिल्डिंग कहले आमे कोन करा आमे तो ऑब्जर्वेशन करी गोटे थ्योरी दबा ना सो जेमती आमे थ्योरी बिल्डिंग केमती ना हाइपोथेसिस आसीबो हाइपोथेसिस व्हाइल फॉर्मुलेटिंग ए conducting a research we form a hypothesis कानो ना hypothesis means a reasoned theory hypothesis माने hypo means below thesis means a reasoned theory which is just below the reasoned theory hypothesis before building a theory we made a hypothesis आमे गोटे hypothesis नबा गोटे so जदि रिसर्च थ्रू रे सेटा प्रमाणित हो गला then it became a theory तेनो theory building follow certain steps केतटा हे दे तेनो theory कोन ना theory refers to a set of ideas or refers to a knowledge arranged so that the facts are subsumed under general principles. So theory कोन केतोडे arrangement of certain facts केतोडे facts arrangement करबो जोटा कि गोटे जनरल प्रिंसिपल अंडर रे सजेडी की रखिबो सेटा गोटे हमें थ्योरी बोली कि कहते तेनु थ्योरी इन साइंस थ्योरी जे गोटे निर्दिष्ट विषय रे द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ए कॉमन सेंस नॉलेज एंड साइंटिफिक नॉलेज दैट देयर इज साइंटिफिक नॉलेज इज मोर सिस्टमैटाइज्ड एंड आर क्लासिफाइड but only classification does not make any knowledge scientific खाली classification है बोलो knowledge तो scientific में कोई बरेन what really makes it scientific is the while commonsensical knowledge is satisfied most often with the desired effect. So science looks into the causes of phenomena. It is the task of theory to organize such causal relationship. So theory कौन करे ना सही causal relationship को organize करे. What kind of माने causal relationship exists between a observable things. हे causal relationship को organize कले गोटे theory बिल ले गला. Any to may take the example any observable phenomena is the first task of a science for otherwise to often happens. गोटे कौन करिबा हमें ना जे कोनची गोटे observable phenomena ऊपरे हमें गोटे theory बिल करि परिबा. And that must follow certain that is the explanation certain stage explanation थिबो तार causal relationship establish होतिबो collected facts थिबो से collected fact भितरे गोटे causal relationship explain करथिले then only we can build a theory. So theory building is जो हमारा जते सब theory of suicide को नेकी माइंड ऑफ टाइम क्वेश्चन theory of suicide theory of law of three stages by Comte Marxian theory of capitalism. So एगुडा को सब relation there is a causal relationship between facts that is collected. And the theory contains certain concepts. गोटे theory रे केतेक concepts थाए जेमति हमें कहले law of gravity देले सितंकर concept. The concepts are nothing but certain version of large range of phenomena that may be brought under one heading to describe something. Concept कोन जोडा के कोनची गोटे जिंस को describe करथिबो गोटे heading रे आनिकी ताकू किछि describe. Concept are basic elements of theory. Concept theory अछि माने ताकू किछि concept अछि. So concept होती theories रा गोटे basic elements and we develop them through a process of definition. The concept को हमें गोटे definition process रे develop करू से what is that. Theories basically connect concepts to one another in a logical manner. से concept गुडा को logically परस्पर सह जोड़िबा द्वारा theory रो development ता आसाननेस होय. जेमति हमें कहूचे culture गोटे concept society got a concept, but a social science use this term culture. You know, प्रत्येक concept is accompanied by a standardized description, call its definition. So culture maybe what exactly by culture we mean, that different sociologists have different kinds of definition of culture. Culture is the handiwork of men by which we achieve our aims. If we tell that culture is a complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, moral, these are the definitions given by. The concept is defined, and there is a causal connection between these different concepts that builds the theory. Theory building ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ hypothesis ର ଆବଶ୍ୟକତା ରହିଛି. Hypothesis କ'ଣ ନା hypothesis is a theory हवा पूर्व अवस्था कौन सी ଗୋଟେ proposition बा assumption को हम hypothesis कर परिबा, theory that cannot be proved. Hypothesis is a tentative generalization that remain to be tested or remain to be proved. Hypothesis କ'ଣ होती ଗୋଟେ tentative generalization that remains to be tested. And theory a theory by itself is an abstract proposition. Theory is an abstract proposition that cannot be tested. It is also true that a process of deduction can only construct a theory. A process of deduction that builds a theory even when it is based on inductive empirical data. The theory generates a hypothesis and that can be tested. But a theory ru ame hypothesis kari pariba. Ebong hypothesis when became proved, it became a theory. Hypothesis ta establish hejibo seta gote theory hejibo. Jemti Newton जेतल देखिले गछरु फरिला जेमति inductive logic am कहले man is mortal, Rama is mortal, so all men are mortal. जेमति principle जेमति जो हमरा falling of apple गछरु apple पड़ला एकाटा पकेले पड़ला जहां जो ऊपर फैले पड़ला तेनु कोन अछि ना there must be something in the air उटा किछि अछि शक्ति दाउ काम that is the hypothesis. So when it is being tested, it became a theory, and the theory is given there is a conceptual causal relationship between different concepts used in that theory. Then the theory of law of gravity is built. So this is how also not all research is directed towards theory testing. So good hypothesis only posits a logical relationship between phenomena. Hypothesis ta kon kale good logical phenomena, different phenomena with that good logical relation established kare. So hypothesis good deductive statement that need to be proved inductively. Hypothesis ta kon it is tentative generalization that remain to be tested. And hypothesis ta hoju deductive statement, but it need to be proved inductively. Ta ko inductively prove kariya padbo. That is how so this is about time is already. So any questions, any doubts regarding this? Any question, any doubts? If please may be asked.
No, sir.
Anything? Suprabha, Sayal, Gyanoprabha, Ankita, anything? Sarnalata, anything to be asked? Any doubts?
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar. Hare Krishna.
Sir, jani parile.
I remember your face.
Yeah, sir. Sir, ଟିକେ network problem ରହୁଛି ଟିକେ clearly audible ହଉନି ଆପଣଙ୍କ tone
ବେଳେ fluctuating ଟିକେ ହଉଛି ତାକୁ ମୁଁ ତ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଦୁଇଟା ଯାକ ନେଟୱାର୍କ ବି ରଖିଛି ତଥାପି still it is fluctuating.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
So we'll ଦେଖିବା ତାକୁ next class ରେ how to sort out this problem.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
So ମାନେ କିଛି ବୁଝି ହଉଛି ତ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ 100% ନହେଲେ ବି କାଫି ବୁଝି ହଉଛି।
हाँ ठीक है, थैंक यू। एनी डाउट एनी क्वेश्चन तमे गोटे थोड़ा आग पढ़ जदि परे हबो भी नेक्स्ट टाइम क्वेश्चन भी पचारि परिबो हैना। सो समरता एनीथिंग टू आस्क?
सर टिके से एक्शन रिसर्च रो जो अछि स्टेप्स उडा कोन आमे टोटली सर जीरो आईडिया सेटा केमति कोन लेखिबु सेटा टिके हमकु कहि देबे।
तमे रिसर्च रो स्टेप्स को जिबा जतबे थिबो जदि कोर्स रे नॉन मुके कहि देबी देयर आर डिफरेंट स्टेप्स बाय व्हिच रिसर्च to the steps of social research है ना। ଆଉ action research कोन social research कोन ताकर करिबी है ना।
आज्ञा से कोन रिव्यू ऑफ रिलेटेड लिटरेचर से गुडा को किछि भी जानि होनी से अछि जो हमरा असाइनमेंट लिखिबा पई।
हाँ ठीक है यार मुके सेटा कहि सब steps of social research रे कहिबी है ना।
आज्ञा
तो सिलेबस देखे सिर कोन अछि तो देखि कहिबे हैं। ओके
आज्ञा सर।
have anything any other students please? Pratyush, you have any question?
No sir, no questions.
Eh?
No questions.
Am I audible to you?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. ଯାହା ସବୁ ପଢୁଛି ବୁଝି ପାରୁଛ ତ?
हाँ sir.
Okay, thank you. Any doubts, any question you go through this এই जो unit 1 block 1 ର जोटा जो चारटा यूनिट ଆମେ पढ़ले ताको थरे पढ़ जदि डाउट किछि थिबा नेक्स्ट क्लास रे हम क्वेश्चन एनालाइज करिया तापर सेकंड ब्लॉक को जिबा हैं।
हाँ sir.
Okay. Ankita, anything? So thank you. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Okay sir, thank you.
Thank you.